Welcome to Courageous Conviction. Remember that Jeff and I record each Saturday 5 episodes. So please hit the like button, subscribe so you catch all 5 episodes. We usually start out with one theme or topic. We have to go down a lot of rabbit holes to really understand it. Some things are more sensitive than others right now, what's going on in the world. So hit the like button, subscribe, and let's jump into this video.
Through these crises that we've had, right? Including 2008, the last one where everybody was shut down, those crises, all that comes through. This has been slowly, well, I shouldn't even say slowly, but this has been, bit by bit, big chunk by big chunk, advancing this direction. And when you had the lockdowns these 2 years and you had to shut down, you had a great wealth distribution, and you made the middle class poorer and the wealthier class became wealthier. Now the top 2% hold more wealth than all the middle class in the United States of America. Didn't used to be that way. But in the last 3 years, it's changed that way. So you're seeing this happen. So she's making a true point there. Well, Walter, carry forward.
People on the streets. Just look at this year. Show me a country where there weren't protests. Chile, Beirut, Hong Kong, everywhere. So how do you deal with the rising demand for a change?
Okay, stop for a minute.
We threw out the East India Company in 18.
Okay, what she's doing, she's laying the groundwork. She's laying the groundwork of the reality of what's taking place. These are all true points. Okay. She laid out the idea of quantum theory prior. And I do have to feel that's her interpretation of quantum theory. But all the same, this is the kind of doctrine that they're being taught in universities. And so this is going to lead us all into the same concept of climate change, the whole fear-mongering concept behind climate change. Whether you like or dislike climate change, I strongly suggest you do research on climate change to see just how real it actually is. And I'm saying that meaning that I should put this real, how it's being abused and how unreal it actually is. It's not a true issue. Is it something we should always be aware of and take care of? Yes. And could we do better at that right now? Yes. But is it necessary to go to all these different extremes? For example, battery power. I'm just going to throw this out there. You can put your comments down below, please, and just hear me on this. We're going to go battery power with all these vehicles. So what do we do with that? You used to get 300,000 miles of vehicle, a gas engine or a diesel engine. You get about 300,000 miles, right? Average. Diesel, you get a little bit more. Now, though, with these electric cars, you get about 150,000 miles. That's some of the best ones. And then you have to get a new car, right? 300,000 you get for gas or diesel. You have to basically get a new engine, at least in your vehicle, in your car. Same with a vehicle with electrical, it's 150,000. So it's half the distance you get from it, but it costs more money. So what do you say? We say, well, the battery goes out 150,000. Okay, so what do? I buy a new battery. Well, that new battery costs almost the same as buying a whole new car. I got a question for everybody. We're talking about contamination. What the heck are we going to do with all these solar panels and all these batteries? Does somebody got an answer for me there? Because I can't find one. And nobody's offering a solution. And I'll tell you this much. I went to a solar panel seminar last year on how to install solar panels. And this guy was saying, look, don't go out and buy new solar panels. We have so many used solar panels that we can't get rid of because the state doesn't allow us to dispose of them because they don't know how to dispose of them yet. So they're forcing us to go a direction, right, that the grid is not even established to do, nor do we have any idea of what we're going to do with this waste in 20 years. It's not even being laid out, not even being dealt with. It's just being pushed, this whole agenda. So we need to ask those questions, right? So she's laying things out right now. She's laying things out for that whole idea of coming together to save the planet, the whole global warming, the whole planet, climate change idea. Now, she won't say it. She's not going to say it, but she's laying it out, and she's going to tell you right now what's going on with all these elites, the World Economic Forum elites, the Bill Gates, the Klaus Schwabs, the Zuckerbergs, et cetera, and those puppets that play along with this game, these secret combinations, as we know them to be, right? Remember, Louisiana passed a law, I believe it was Louisiana, a couple weeks ago, recognizing who these secret combinations are. Finally, I've been trying to shout this out for the last 3 years. Finally, this was exposed to me. And I learned this. And I've been trying to share what I was taught. World Economic Forum, United Nations, World Health Organizations. And then they have their policing powers. And they have other branches. You can go into the banking system, etc. But those are, like the IMF, for example, those are the heads of the secret combinations right now. They're non-elected officials, by the way. And they are implementing law and policy for all of us to follow, even here in the United States of America, where we thought we were free. And this is where she's going to come to. We will be disposable. We will be going the same direction. And if we don't unite, like she's going to say, we will be disposable. Our jobs will be disposed of. AI will take over. And that is true. So at some point, we need to unite. But do we unite like she's proposing? It's fear-mongering here to get us to jump in and say, okay, fine. We'll give up our religion and we'll just take the state religion so we can live on, our posterity can live on. Right? Let's carry on, Walter. Pay attention and listen here, please. Carry on, Walter.
1957. The Crown took over. They established a policy called divide and rule. And then they started to divide Hindus and Muslims because Hindus and Muslims had stood together to defend their land, their livelihoods, their freedom. It took from 1857 to about 1920 for all kinds of means, census, fake identity, because, you know, people in India would say, I'm a Hindu and a Muslim, because they'd go to mosques and they'd go to temples. And when they'd be asked, who are you? They'd say, I'm a gardener, I'm a blacksmith. For them, the religious part was very, very secondary. Their occupation was their main identity, the place where they came from, the community they came from. And this took so long. This is what led to our partition. And that partition is still being played out. It's an incomplete project. So divide and rule becomes a necessity for the 1% to continue to hold on to power. What are the economic policies?
So there you're going to see now the blue and the red. She's showing that, and it's exactly right. We're just the monkeys, but we're divided. And the whole idea of this racial thing, the LGBTQ, all of this is just a play. These people are all being played as puppets. Even these immigrants coming across are all being played as puppets. Now, are the consequences real? Oh, they're very real. Very, very real. They need them to be real. So that fear maintains that division, right? And this is the reality that I want to show. This is what Satan is doing. This is what Satan did to us in the pre-existence. Remember, it wasn't just the valiant and the weak that decided. It wasn't, you know, I guess you could say the red and the blue in the pre-existence. You know, there were those who stood for freedom, who stood along Father, carrying that red flag, if you will, right? And there were those who wanted to support Satan, want to support socialist agendas and Marxist type agendas, and that they carried that blue flag. There were extremes. They're very extremes on that. This was a battle of ideologies like we have today, right now.
I thank you for being with us on Courageous Conviction. Remember, there's 5 episodes each week that we put out. We have to go down a lot of rabbit holes, so stay with us, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and don't miss tomorrow's episode on Courageous Conviction.